Good evening. My name is Chandra Roberts, and today I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about in vitro fertilization, or IVF for short. So, growing up as a woman, little girls always dream about the day that they become a mom. They have their baby dolls and they're feeding them and changing them. And it's just the joy of being a mother. It's something that as a woman, it's kind of instilled in us. And women often yearn to become mothers. The joy of motherhood is something that we all look forward to as women. So imagine being told that as a woman, you're not able to conceive, that dream will never come true for you. That's earth shattering and life changing for women all over the world. That news is given to women all over the world every day. However, with the major technological advancements in medicine today, there are ways around being not able to conceive. One of those and the most effective form of reproductive technology now is in vitro fertilization. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what I know about in vitro IVF. So, in vitro fertilization is a complex series of procedures used to treat infertility and genetic problems and assist with the conception of a child. The way it works is that mature eggs are collected from your ovaries. They're fertilized by sperm outside of the body, so like in a lab. And then those fertilized eggs are placed back into your uterus. This can be done with your own eggs and your partner's sperm, or with donor eggs and donor sperm. One of the major risks that women have to consider with this process is that it can result in multiple pregnancies. But what I have found is that when women have been told that they're unable to conceive, though this is a major risk, that really seems minor on the grand scale of things. So let me tell you a little bit about the process. The process of IVF is basically done in 4 steps. Step number 1 is the ovulation induction, and this is where a series of hormone injections are given to you to just make your body produce multiple eggs. And you want to produce multiple eggs so that you're sure that you have enough so that one will take and sustain a viable pregnancy. Step 2 is the egg and sperm retrieval. Sperm retrieval is probably the easiest step of the process. We all know how that works. The male is just asked to ejaculate, and that sperm is saved until it's needed. The egg retrieval, however, is a little bit more complicated, and then most times it's done transvaginally. So the woman has to be sedated or put to sleep and given pain medications, and the eggs are retrieved through the vagina, through the cervix, and out of the uterus, out of the ovaries, I'm sorry. The third step is fertilization. So once those eggs have been retrieved from the ovaries, then they are fertilized by the sperm that has been collected as well. The last and final step is the embryo transfer. So once the sperm and the eggs have fertilized and we have a viable embryo or a couple of viable embryos, then those embryos are transferred back into the uterus, hoping and praying that they implant and that one of those will become a viable pregnancy. The reason that IVF is so significant to me in my life is because I have partaken in the in vitro fertilization process. My older sister, was born with what's called Turner syndrome, which resulted in her being unable to conceive. It was because of the failure of her ovaries to develop the way they should have, and this was because she was born missing an X chromosome. So because of this, she was not able to conceive children. Her choice was to go with the IVF process, and she asked me to be a donor. Basically, what this meant for the process was that because her ovaries were not producing eggs and mine were, I basically donated eggs to her. So for a few weeks, I had to take the hormone injections to induce the ovulation, produce the multiple eggs. The eggs were then retrieved from my body. The sperm was retrieved from her husband. Then my eggs and his sperm were fertilized together, and the embryo was then placed inside my sister, and my niece was the result of that. So IVF means a lot to me, holds a special place in my heart. Like I said, I can't imagine the news, the feeling of as a woman being told that you're not able to carry children. I can't imagine what my sister may have felt knowing that she would never be able to birth her own child. with this process and with donors all over the world giving, women just giving because they want to help someone, it's not an life shattering, life ending diagnosis anymore. There's so many more ways around it. And this is one that has been known and proven to me. I know my niece is living witness to that because she's here because of the in vitro fertilization process. So I just felt that it was a great need, and this is something that needs to be discussed because some women may not know about the other options that are out there for their infertility. So just wanted to shed a little light on in vitro fertilization and the advancements of medical technology today.